I had made such a mess of my life. And even though I'd had a measure of success in my career and in my family life, I eventually found myself in a place where everything that I was doing was just one big deceitful lie. I thought I could control everything, that I could manage my own destiny, that I could fix any problem, and that I didn't need any guidance or advice from anyone, let alone a person of faith. And many people came to me and I rejected them, just out of arrogance and pride, I think. But I worked myself into such a bad place, Bill, that I was a hopeless drunk, and I began to steal from my family. I was caught and convicted, and I was sentenced to prison. And before all that happened, I had a chance to be exposed to a recovery community, and they showed me and taught me day by day that there was a new way to live my life if I was willing to give it a try. Prison is an awful, it's just very degrading. Everything they can take away from you is taken away. I was full of fear when I went there. I had never known anyone who had been locked up, but I learned that I couldn't show any of that fear because of just the environment. So many men who were suffering and who had stories far worse than mine. That was the beginning when I began to apply my prayers. I began to pray that the men around me would be kept calm. And I prayed that several times during the day. God, please keep these men around me calm. I just kept feeling this feeling of hopelessness and despair, and whatever I had done in my life that was good was gone forever. And then I had no chance of ever being happy again, literally, not just living, but not being happy. And so I think the shame and remorse of the way I was living my life, that I knew it was wrong, that I knew I was killing myself, and that I had destroyed relationships that were lifelong. How dark does it get when you steal from your family and you help them look for it? It just was just crushing fear that I had that I couldn't get around. I began to see things that changed the way I saw things. In other words, before, I didn't recognize people suffering. I would walk right by you on my way to getting whatever it is that I wanted to get. And as the change began to happen to me, I began to realize that people suffer and that I wasn't unique or special. And so I think that guilt and shame, that it began to lift because I was able to share it with another person. And then I realized that there was a solution for me if I was just willing to give it a try. And that was a real turning point for me. Jesus is new to me. He's new, he's brand new to me. You know, I'm fortunate enough to be part of an anchor group. We study the Bible. We study the life of Jesus. His story gave me this feeling that it was going to be okay, that I was forgiven, and that other people like me were forgiven. And that feeling had never even dawned on me. Here I was, age 56, just learning, just starting. He's the reason why I'm still here. He's the reason why when a gift came to me through recovery and through faith, that I couldn't deny it anymore. He's the reason why I believe that there is goodness in people and that they showed their mercy to me over and over, despite me not earning any of it. Yeah, I believe he's a living God who invites us every day for a renewal and for a start over. I mean, how great can that be? You know, my aunt and uncle invited me to come to church every Sunday when I got out of prison, and I just wasn't ready to come, and I felt awkward coming to church. Even though I'd grown up in this church, I went to the school, it just didn't feel right. And slowly but surely, the more that I came, the more that I participated, the more that I listened, I was welcomed. And now I look forward to coming and worshiping. If I wasn't ready for God's first attempt with me or his second attempt with me, if I wasn't ready for his third attempt with me, that at some point in time I was ready for his attempt with me, and that door never closes. And I'm a living example of it. You know, I had to go through a lot of suffering that I created by myself to realize that there was something else out there for me. And so I'm just full of gratitude. You know, relationships have been repaired. I had family members I didn't speak to for years, and those have been repaired. And people in this church came to me. People in this church prayed for me. without my knowledge, that I've come to know afterwards. Just amazes me that they would take that time and do that and show me their goodness. Yeah, it's a miracle.